Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. All is not well with Stephen Flynn because he's facing humiliation this week as his plans to become a double jobber and represent people at both Westminster and Holyrood are finally laid to rest. He was desperate for the job. He needed to get his backside up into Holyrood because he was due to be the chosen one, the Messiah, the new leader of the SNP. Unfortunately, he riled a lot of people up. In fact, worse than that, he was threatening to come up and take a seat from a sitting SNP MSP who was also a woman. And there was a lot of people thinking, Stephen, stay in your lane. This was within the SNP. He's basically had to give this up. He's alienated a lot of people in his own party. And the chances of him becoming leader now have fallen dramatically. Not going to say it won't happen, but he won't necessarily have the sort of ironclad support that he previously had because of the way he went about it. And now, of course, Graham Simpson, the Scottish Tory MSP, has brought forward this motion to ban this practice. You basically can only represent one constituency, be that at Westminster or Holyrood. You cannot represent two. And of course, it doesn't just affect Stephen Flynn. It affects, who is it? Dave Dugan Stephen. Come on, brain, you can do this. Gethin? Yeah, Stephen Gethin. He was the other one. The pair of them, they wanted to do the same thing, presumably. More money, because it's more money for the party as well. Don't forget that the party is absolutely skint. And if they did win a seat at Holyrood, that would be extra money going in. Now, Gethin and Dugan were going to fight seats that weren't already held by the SNP. And if Flynn had done that, he would have had more support from his own party. So it goes to show what bad political understanding he has. Well, the vote's going to go through. Now, basically, everyone is going to vote for this because there's going to be a lot of people within the SNP that are supportive of this bill. So it's not a party political bill. It's not a partisan bill or anything like that. It's a full members bill, and so all parties have agreed that they're not going to whip on the bill. It'll be up to members to decide. So it is expected to go through with quite a large majority. It must be said. And indeed, people who don't vote for it will be sort of questioned as to why, it's an unusual thing. But there we go. So that goes through. And that, of course, ends any immediate chance of Stephen Flynn getting up to Holyrood and becoming the leader of the party. The SNP have this rule that you have to be an MSP to be the leader of the party. His only other option, of course, is to wait till 2026 and stand in a seat, assuming that there's a local party that will select him as their candidate. A lot of these places already have their candidates in place. And should he win, of course, it means he'd immediately have to give up his position at Westminster, forcing another Westminster by-election. And he's got the SNP got no guarantee they'll win that. So it's all wheels within wheels, isn't it? To quote the Bible. Poor old Flynn. You had one chance and you could have done it and you blew it by going after her seat. What an arse. He is. He's an arse of the first water. Anyway, let me know what you think. Thanks very much. Bye.